This Etsy listing was only listed 1 month ago, but it's already a bestseller and has sold over 11 times today. I had Claude AI analyze this listing, and within 60 seconds, it told me exactly why it's winning. The title formula, the tag structure, the psychological trigger buried in the description, all of it. It even surfaced hidden buyer angles and market gaps I honestly never would have thought to target myself. And then I used this exact breakdown to build my own listing from scratch. Here's what I love about the strategy. You're not just copying a listing, you're understanding why it works. And that's a completely different skill. That's what separates successful sellers who study the market from sellers who just guess. Today, I'm walking you through the exact workflow I use with the Claude Chrome extension to reverse any Etsy bestseller in just minutes. No expensive tools, no guesswork. Let's go. And quick background, so you know that this isn't theoretical. I spent years as a full-time Etsy seller before I even started this channel. I built listings, tested keywords, and watched niches rise and fall. I know what a well-constructed listing looks like. And the thing that used to take me hours of manual analysis, Claude can now surface it in just a single conversation. What we're doing today is called competitive intelligence. And it's completely fair game. We're analyzing public listings, not copying them. The goal is to extract the strategy, not the content. The tool that we're using is the Claude Chrome extension. It does require a paid Claude subscription, so you'll need at least the Pro plan. But if you're already using Claude, you're good to go. It's basically like having a research analyst sitting right next to you while you browse. You see a listing you want to study, you just open Claude right there in the browser and start asking questions. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, step by step. I'm going to show you the prompts that I use and what I do with the output. Step 1, find your target. I'm looking for a listing that's already proven. I want to see real sales volume, and I prefer to find listings that are newer, listed in the last several months, up to a year, because those types of listings are often clues that this niche or product is filling a current market gap and has a higher chance of visibility because it's likely lower competition and in demand right now. Next, I'm going to head on over to Etsy, where I'm going to be looking for listings that are getting lots of traffic and visibility, even though they've only been listed in the last few months. Here's a listing that's only a month old and is getting a lot of visibility, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this listing to inspect it. Okay, so now we're ready for step 2, opening Claude. Now, once you have created a Claude account and downloaded the Chrome extension, you simply pin it in your toolbar right here. And so all I have to do is click there. So there's no switching in between windows or anything like that. So now I'm ready to paste in my prompt. I'm going to ask Claude to act as an Etsy SEO expert and product strategist and analyze the following Etsy list for title structure, description, tags, positioning, as well as the single best reason this listing converts. And then what I could do differently to compete with this listing without copying it. And if you are brand new to Claude, you're not sure where to start, I do have a free step-by-step Claude guide below. Just comment Claude guide and I'll share that directly with you. And the prompts that we'll be using today will also be included in that guide. Then I'm going to click select. Now it is prompting me to switch to a different version, but the 4.6 version we're using right now is more than adequate for what we're doing today. Now it's going to create a plan and ask me to approve the plan before it starts. If needed, I can make changes to the plan. So for example, I could say keep plan the same, but be sure to analyze the design trend as well. And click go. So now it's going to make a new plan. So I'm going to read over that, make sure I approve that, and then hit approve plan. And then it's going to start getting to work, acting as an analyst agent for. Now what's really helpful is if you have Everbee Chrome extension built into your browser the way that I do, it's also going to use that data to help with its research as well. And it will help improve the output. And so one thing that you'll notice, that I even noticed clicking on this listing, is that even though it has a lot of views, over 6,000 views, it does have a low conversion rate. However, a lot of that is due to the fact that it's only been listed a month. And even Claude is observing that. And here it's saying that the real engine here is discoverability. And so the listing is getting eyes and fast, once again, especially since it's only a month old. So now it's going to analyze the title structure. The title formula is brand name plus hero phrase, product name, audience description, item type, occasion, use gift, scripture reference, item type, and seasonal keywords. So it's even breaking down the title formula. So another phrase that's working on its behalf in the SEO is motherhood is kingdom work. It says the emotional core and phrase buyers who already know this concept will search directly. It is a recognizable phrase in Christian mom circles. Some other insights it shared about keywords that were used in this title included Christian mom shirt. So this is the broadest, highest traffic anchor keyword. that catches faith-based mom buyers who maybe don't know this specific phrase to search for, as well as Mother's Day gift. So they're mixing very, very specific long tail keywords like motherhood is kingdom work, which once again, you'll want to do your due diligence and make sure that this phrase is a trademark before you use it, with broader keywords. So like Mother's Day gift, that's a very high competitive keyword. So it's going to tell you why this is a smart strategy. They stacked brand credibility, emotional phrase, broad keyword, niche keyword to gift occasion. Each comma separated segment targets a distinct buyer and a different search stage. So next they're analyzing the description and the psychological triggers and buyer pain points that were used in the description to help sell the product, such as repeating the phrase, that it was inspired by the heart of Proverbs, phrases that the seller used to really sell the quality of the brand and the material of the product. They used a tactic called mirror marketing, so painting the buyer's exact daily life back at them, and generates a she gets me moment, the perfect for section, which helps cast a wide gift-giving net, and an emotional closing that helps trigger the purchase decision. And then it breaks down their tag strategy, such as exact phrase and variant clustering, niche scripture, faith crossover, brand as keyword. It also analyzed the product positioning, so who the audience is for this product, who it's made for. So according to Claude, this is a 25 to 45-year-old Christian woman or someone buying for this woman, likely faith background. They're likely active in church community. She's looking for something that doesn't look churchy or cheap. She wants it to be stylish and meaningful. The value proposition versus cheaper alternatives. And last, the design trend analysis, which I think was really smart. In fact, I'd probably even add a prompt at the end to analyze the mock-up strategy as well. I would even consider going into the shop and using Claude to analyze their entire shop strategy. So now let's take a look at the design trend analysis. It's going to analyze the aesthetic, including that it's a retro 70s botanical floral revival with a back print. It analyzed the typography style, the color palette, the front back design structure, what the design communicates without words, and the single best reason why this listing converts. So it says that the phrase motherhood is kingdom work itself is the product. The shirt isn't really selling a garment, it's selling an identity reframe that a specific buyer has been waiting to find words for. When she sees the phrase, the purchase decision is nearly instantaneous because the shirt says out loud something she deeply believes but rarely hears validated. The design and brand just remove any remaining friction. That's why this listing already has 356 favorites, but it's only been listed for a month because people are bookmarking it to buy later or share. So now for the good stuff, what we can do differently to compete and add value to this niche and really stand out from our competitors. Some of these strategies include going deeper with the scriptures. So Proverbs 31 is, according to this, is saturated, maybe target Psalm 127 or Isaiah 40:11. Another idea it gives is to own a different emotional lane. The shirt with the kingdom work says pride and dignity, but the untapped lane could be focusing on something like strength and exhaustion. I'm tired, but I'm faithful. A shirt for a mom who is sort of barely emotionally hanging on. Think she is strong, though she is weary. Proverbs 31:17. So this just helped us unearth a market gap that we didn't even know existed. It's also suggesting to try different colored mock-ups, such as ivory and sandstone, which are also both really popular colors, to appeal to more of a boho aesthetic. And this one is gold, you guys. Listen to this. Add a second identity version. Grandmotherhood is kingdom work, which is honestly brilliant. I wouldn't have even thought to take it to grandmotherhood, but I love it, especially approaching Mother's Day. I think that could do really well. But remember, the mom niche sells year round. Yes, it absolutely peaks near Mother's Day, but people are constantly buying gifts for grandmothers, for birthdays, to celebrate new grandchildren that are arriving, as well as other major holidays like Christmas. So even though if you're just seeing this in May and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I already missed the boat on this one, don't worry, no you have. So with Claude acting as our research analyst, we're able to cover so much information and data faster than ever before to help us make data-driven decisions for our own shops. But don't stop here, because this is where this gets really powerful. Once you have the analysis, you don't just close the tab and take notes. You keep the conversation going, because Claude already has all the context. You can immediately pivot to creating your own listing using the same strategic framework. So next I'm going to copy my next prompt into the Claude chat, which is going to help me to build a competing listing, once again, without copying. All of the prompts I'm using today will be in the free Claude guide below. Just comment Claude guide to get that. Now, since I really liked the last idea that it gave about grandmotherhood is kingdom work, I want to be specific and ask it to use that phrase. And now I'm ready for it to help me start building my next listing. So now it's giving me a title, formula breakdown for the title, description opening. It also gives us some tag strategies. And as far as using AI to create your SEO, I think it can be a really helpful tool, but I wouldn't over rely on it. So it's giving us some really good keywords to test. And that's probably what I would do, is test some of these keywords, but also do your own research on Etsy and see which keywords are already ranking and really is going to help you drive traffic. So this is really helpful. I would use some of these keywords and test them, but I don't over rely on them. It also is giving us some bonus ideas for the description, how these ideas are giving us sort of an edge over the competition and the original listing, such as keyword competition, scripture anchor, emotional lane, gift occasions, buyer pool, and why this angle is so brilliant and underserved. So I really wanted to test to see how far we could go with this and how much work can we get it to do for us for the next step of creating our listing. So I did ask it to attempt to create this design in ideogram, and I'm not exactly sure which types of AI generating platforms it connects with at this time, but it definitely suggested ideogram, so I went ahead and did that website first. I also decided to use ideogram because they do allow you to create a free account, which is exactly what I'm using here in this example. Now, it took about 15 to 20 minutes to finally get to the step where it took screenshots and created a prompt that added new value and then took those prompts into ideogram. And once again, it did this all on its own after I approved the plan. And this is what it came up with. And it gave me 3 different images to choose from. I actually like this one more. But as you can see, what it did is in the prompt, if you read the prompt clearly, it tried basically adding in the logo in with the back design, which obviously doesn't work well. So I would not use any of these designs personally, but it was really interesting to try it. So what I did next is I went into the prompt and edited it and optimized it so that it wasn't getting confused as to what to design. And it created some other really cute designs. It sort of took the pocket idea to the next level. So once you have your designs finalized, whether you make them with AI or you make them manually, or you create them in a site like Canva, then you're ready to head on over to Printify that prints and ships white label products for you after you receive an order, freeing up your time to do things like scaling your business or spending more time with your family. So for this listing, I'll be using t-shirts and the Comfort Colors shirt. Start designing. I am going to do a front and back design because I believe that this adds additional perceived value and helps increase conversion rates. Now this design is optimized for a dark color, so we'll need to go in and change colors. But first I'm going to make this a pocket design. And you could choose to make it a large front design. And then once you're happy with that placement, I'm going to go to the back side to upload the back design. And then I'm going to stretch that design to make sure it fills out the entire back print area. Make sure that's centered. Next, you're going to go through and select colors that really complement the design and help it to pop. So I've selected pepper, black, and navy. I try not to select more than 4 or 5 colors so I don't overwhelm my customers, making them less likely to check out. And then once you've uploaded your design, you're ready to select your different mockups that you want to use from their mockup library. But I do recommend uploading high quality mockups just like we saw in that listing earlier. And I would recommend using one that has a really clear, high quality front and back comparison. You're going to go ahead and fill out your title and your description, and you can use a lot of those ideas and suggestions that Claude gave us earlier when we were analyzing that listing, including description, tag, the listing attributes, add in your shipping, as well as your pricing. What's really nice is that Printify even gives you pricing suggestions so that you have a good idea of what most of these specific types of products sell for. And then you're ready to publish this listing. So let me know in the comments below what you all think about this new Claude workflow. Is it something that you think you would try? I do think that this could help a lot of sellers' research process to be way less random. Instead of wondering what keywords to use or which new angle to take, you get solid evidence, structure, and signals from the market. And this really could make a huge difference for a lot of sellers. Because the sellers who win on Etsy aren't always the most artistic or even the most original. And they're definitely not always the first. A lot of the time, they're just really good at observing what buyers are already responding to and then translating that into their own offer, which is a learnable skill. And this type of workflow helps you to build that really fast. I really do think that this type of workflow is the future of print on demand. Let me know what your thoughts are below. And if you made it all the way to the end, type "I'm testing this" below. See you all in the next one.